Right now, 22 fires are burning in Northern California. This map shows you the 8 biggest ones, and fierce winds today will add to the danger.
And here's what we know at this hour. At least 23 people have died. 285 more are still reported missing. Good morning, I'm Kenny Choi.
And I'm Michelle Griego. More than 129,000 acres have burned and more than 3,500 homes and businesses are gone.
And this morning we have live team coverage from the wildfire zones. We're also monitoring the latest evacuations as they roll in and the impact the weather is having on the front lines.
We start with the Atlas fire, which has burned more than 42,000 acres in Napa and Solano counties. KPIX 5's Jackie Ward is live in Napa County with the latest on the firefight there. Jackie?
Michelle, we're still on the Vallejo Highway, Highway 221, but we moved now further down. So it's where Highway 221 splits to Highway 12. And you can see a much better view of how this fire is burning in the hills of the Skyline Wilderness Park. You can see from here just the glow and the intense amount of dark smoke, but from Chopper 5, you can see the actual huge flames that are taking over that canyon. We've been talking about the poor air quality here all week, and it's kind of strange this morning to see this string and long line of dark smoke, but then I look directly up and I can see the moon and stars. So we are obviously upwind from this right now, and with this change of wind direction, it's now heading back to Napa County where we're standing. It originally had gone into Solano, but it's heading back to Napa, and evacuation advisories have been issued all across this county. This includes east of Silverado Trail between Trunca Street and Soskel Ave, east of Soskel Ave between Silverado Trail and west of Mola Ave, and a lot of advisories are in place for the areas east of highways 221 and 29. Now, a reminder that advisories are not the same as evacuations. It means that people should consider preparing to leave just in case things worsen. The closest neighborhood from where we are right now is near the Napa State Hospital, the Amola part of Napa. Solano County authorities are urging residents of Fairfield's Eastridge development to evacuate and encourage residents of the Rancho Solano development to pack a bag and be ready to leave as well. In Fairfield, to the east of where we are now, the police and fire departments are just brainstorming on what to do next in case flames start moving into their territory. But right now, we haven't heard any further developments about their plans. So this Atlas fire is burning 43,000 acres and is only 3% contained. In Napa County, Jackie Ward, KPIX 5.
Crews still have just 2% containment on Sonoma County's Nuns Fire. It's burned more than 8,500 acres north of Glen Ellen. Meanwhile, the town of Calistoga is just about empty.
There's countless firefighters out there working tirelessly.
About 3 yesterday afternoon, mandatory evacuation orders began for the entire town of Calistoga. A couple of hours later, few people were left.
New mandatory evacuations have been issued for the community of Geyserville because of the pocket fire. CAL FIRE is worried that the winds will push it right into town. KPIX 5's Ann Makovec is live there this morning. Ann.
And a couple pieces of good news right off the bat, Kenny. The winds have really died down, and if you can look at the orange glow here on the hillsides behind me, it is a lot less intense than we saw even an hour ago. So it appears as if the fire is laying down at least a little bit in the last couple of hours. To give you an idea of where I'm standing right now, where the live camera is looking from between Highway 101 and downtown Geyserville. We are north of Healdsburg, and the winds had been increasing overnight, especially over some of these ridges and slopes. So the concern is that it could move toward the town of Geyserville. And you can see some of the flames from last night burning very intensely. The new mandatory evacuations for Geyserville were called at about 10:30 last night, including much of the town over to and including Red Rock Casino. It's called the Pocket Fire, and it is burning mainly northeast of the town. Firefighters have been working all night to prevent it from moving into town, dropping fire retardant from the air in the evening, and hand crews and dozers have been constructing a line hoping to hold this fire back. Their first priority, though, life and safety, and making sure people heeded those evacuations overnight. Geyserville is a small town. Its population less than 1,000. The good news for the town right now is that the downtown area is still open. It still has electricity right now. But this whole fire, the Pocket Fire, it's only burned about 4,000 4,000 acres. It is a prime example of exactly how dangerous this whole situation has been all week long, because this fire started very small and it started burning on Monday morning. It was largely ignored by CAL FIRE. Of course, they had much bigger fish to fry, if you will. And then suddenly it really blew up yesterday. So that is the concerns, that we have a lot more of these little fires that are so easily spread all around wine country right now. Live in Geyserville, Ann Makovec, KPIX 5.
And thank you for that. Meanwhile, more than 100 members of the California Air National Guard arrived at Moffett Field last night to help in the fire areas. They'll be helping with logistics, communications, and humanitarian efforts.
Whatever way that we can assist the local security efforts in terms of hopefully keeping looters out of areas that have been evacuated, providing security at shelters and things of that nature, basically to alleviate some of the stress and requirements that the local law enforcement is going through.
The National Guard members were notified yesterday evening and that they had to pick up and pack up and leave in just a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's good to see some reinforcements coming in. All right, let's talk wind. That's what we've been talking about all morning.
Yeah, we're starting to see them pick up a little bit, especially on the ridge tops. And we can definitely see that in our Chopper 5 video now, because the Napa Hills is a major area of concern. This is an area that is under the red flag warning and wind advisory. And I just checked, and here's the situation right now. On the ground there in Napa, it looks like winds are calm. Southeast winds at 3 miles an hour. But look at the tops of the ridge from our Chopper 5 camera. You can definitely see that glow of fire, the flames really picking up. There's a lot of dry brush out there, dry fuels that have certainly, they're dealing with diseased trees and fine fuels and grasses that really can pick up when it comes to any bit of gusts. So as those gusts are expected to get stronger throughout the morning hours, we may see more flame activity, more of that glow throughout the morning. I also want to point out down in Solano, winds are calm there. Yountville southeast winds at 3, Calistoga north winds at 6 at the moment. But those gusts are expected to pick up over the next few hours, especially until about noon. Also a big issue in Napa this morning where this fire is, the Atlas fire is burning. Particulate matter in the air, some of the worst we've ever seen. Air quality is extremely high at 329 is the amount of particulate matter in the air from all of the brush, the trees that have burned, the homes that have burned, sending all that debris into the sky. And of course, as the winds swirl around from the north to the south, you're going to see more of that bad air quality. It's going to be in the very unhealthy range. Some of the winds in the rest of our area right now, we're looking at winds north-northwest in Oakland at 3, San Francisco at 6, San Rafael it's picked up a little bit at 11, Santa Rosa 9 right now.